Hey guys, welcome to Rank Rhino. Recently, I've been watching The Last of Us and thought, wow, they've made the clickers super creepy. They're even creepier than in the game. This made me wonder if the infected are some of the creepiest monsters you can see on TV, be it in a film or a show, and if not, which are the monsters that will cause me to have the worst nightmares. So, after a bit of research, I've prepared a list of the 5 creepiest monsters that you can watch on TV, at least in my opinion. For number 5, we have the You're Not Perfect creature from Courage. So, Courage the Cowardly Dog is a childhood favorite cartoon for many people, and it's had its fair share of traumatizingly creepy characters. King Ramses telling them to return the slab, the Stitch Sisters, Fred, the list goes on, and I'm getting chills just talking about it. But honestly, the one creature that sticks out to me even to this day is the blue monster from the episode Perfect that shows up in Courage's dreams. The entire show is centered around Courage's insecurities and him not being perfect enough for his etiquette lessons. He's affected by this so much that one night, he has a nightmare about a blue creature called the Buggo Monster by some, which tells Courage that he's not perfect. The whole scene only lasted about 10 seconds, but it filled young me with horror. The CGI creature was, and still is, extremely unnerving, and it wasn't even interested in hurting Eustace or Muriel. It was a manifestation of Courage's deepest fears, and the monster attacked him in the worst way, riding his anxieties and self-esteem issues.
Stupid dog! You made me look bad!
In number 4, we've placed the Infected from The Last of Us. The Infected from The Last of Us aren't creepy because they're zombies. There are a ton of zombie movies with creepy looking undead. The thing that really bothers me about them is that they're humans that aren't dead. The cordyceps virus grows around the host's brain, thus only controlling him without killing him. It's even heavily implied that they're still conscious while the fungus is growing out of their body, thus being completely aware of what they're doing but not being able to stop. Hearing some of the infected cry and scream really changed my perception of the game and TV show. Also, the way their body mutates due to the fungus is super unsettling, and knowing they're still alive in there makes things that much worse. Seeing the clickers in episode 2 is quite scary when you realize how much the host's body is mutated and twisted due to the fungus. And to be fair, considering it will be getting the Rat King in future seasons, things are only going to get more terrifying. In number 3, we have Vecna from Stranger Things. Stranger Things does scary otherworldly monsters really well, although I was never too creeped out by the Demogorgon or the Spider Monster, maybe due to the gang being able to deal with them without taking any major damage. Vecna, however, was an entirely different deal, and I was honestly feeling pure terror the more we got to see of him, especially once you realize that once he marks someone, that person can't do anything about it. It gets all the more creepier when the show reveals that he's actually a human being with similar powers to Eleven, and that he was the one responsible for the massacre at Hawking's National Laboratory until Eleven stopped him by sending him to the Upside Down. There, he would slowly twist and reform the world into a weapon that he would use to destroy humanity. His deformed appearance, desire for destruction, and nearly unstoppable powers all make him one of the creepiest characters I've ever watched on TV, and one that I wasn't entirely sure could be defeated.
It's time for your suffering.
Number 2 is the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. Doctor Who is a staple in the sci-fi genre, and it's full of intergalactic fear-inducing monsters. Among those monsters are the Weeping Angels, a group of stone statue-like space vampires that have the ability to trap their victims in different time periods and feed off their energy. And while that ability of theirs might sound confusing, they can also just snap your neck. Nothing confusing about that. What truly terrified me when I watched the Weeping Angels episode for the first time isn't their appearance, it's the manner in which they attack. As long as you're looking at them, they can't move. But as soon as you take your eyes off them, they're trying to trap you so they can feed off your life force. There are also baby Weeping Angels who giggle when you're not looking at them, and yes, that's as horrific as you can imagine. Also, you can't kill the angels with regular weapons. The only way to defeat them is to have them look directly at each other, thus freezing each other, or to create a time paradox, which could poison the time energy they feed on. Anyways, don't blink.
Your life could depend on this. Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead.
And for number 1, Pennywise from It. I'd imagine Pennywise is like 70% of the reason why chorophobia exists. The classic It movie includes some of the creepiest, eeriest scenes in any horror movie. It's even more horrific when you consider that it's just a bunch of high school aged kids facing off against an interdimensional predator that can shapeshift into each of the children's worst fears. And he also feeds off of fear, so the more scared they get, the stronger he becomes. Even though a lot of truly frightening things happen in the first movie, the kids do manage to fend off Pennywise by using their imagination. But considering that he is an incarnation of pure evil, that was never going to truly stop him, and he returns nearly 30 years later hungrier than ever for the taste of little children. His sinister grin, psychotic glee, and cackling laugh are all iconic and traumatic to the point of being the cause of many sleepless nights for people who watch the films. Watching a twisted killer clown chasing and torturing a bunch of tweens is one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
You float soul!
Thanks for watching, guys. What was the TV monsters you had the most nightmares about? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more trivia and lists related to pop culture. Thank you again and see you next time.